I'm Sabrina Zainal, and this is Nightline, news making the headlines. Communications Ministry MCMC to hold meeting with Meta over fake news, misinformation. And magnitude 7.4 tremor strikes Taiwan, leaving 9 dead, hundreds injured. Good morning. We begin with this story. A 7.4 magnitude earthquake, followed by several strong aftershocks, struck off the east coast of Taiwan on Wednesday morning, killing at least 9 people and injuring 963 others. The earthquake, which occurred around 8 a.m. local time, shook the island significantly, resulting in building collapses in the southern city and prompting tsunami alerts for southern Japanese islands. In fewer than 5 hours following the initial quake, Taiwan recorded 76 aftershocks, with some as large as magnitude 6.4. Following this, more than 300,000 households lost power and commuters were stranded, as metro lines and the island's high-speed rail system suspended operations. Meanwhile, 77 individuals were reportedly trapped in tunnels and collapsed structures as the tremors reverberated through the region, prompting a frantic rescue effort.
摇得很厉害，然后我们家门口的机车都倒，然后我就赶快关瓦斯、关电源，然后把大门打开。
因为它是这样子蛮晃的，所以可能也很久没地震了，所以就覺得很恐怖。
冇話一發過地震，即刻起身着鞋着褲，拉住嗰個細路仔就跑樓梯落嚟咯。
Officials said the quake was the strongest to shake the island in at least 25 years and warned of more tremors in the days ahead. Meanwhile, no Malaysians have reportedly been affected by the powerful earthquake that struck Taiwan on Wednesday. Wisma Putra said it is closely monitoring the situation through the Malaysian Friendship and Trade Center in Taipei and is actively coordinating efforts with local authorities to obtain information and the latest updates on the situation in this city. In a statement on Wednesday, the Foreign Ministry also expressed sympathy to the victims and families affected by the disaster. The ministry also said Malaysians in the affected areas are urged to stay vigilant and follow the latest updates and guidance provided by the local authorities. Any Malaysians in need of consular assistance are also advised to contact the Malaysia Friendship and Trade Center in Taipei. At the same time, 2 Malaysian students in Taiwan recounted their anxious moments following the strong earthquake that struck the city of Hualien. Despite being hundreds of kilometers away from the epicenter, they still felt slight tremors.
Oleh sebab ini kali pertama saya merasa gempa, saya pun berlari ke tempat yang lapang dan getaran ini telah berlaku selama 1 minit. Situasi berada di universiti saya masih terkawal dan semua kedai masih beroperasi. Namun terdapat sesetengah kemudahan seperti perpustakaan terpaksa ditutup kerana rak buku dan kaca bersepah akibat gempa sekuat 4.0 magnitude di Bandar Hsinchu. Terdapat banyak kemudahan awam terpaksa tertanggung atau ditutup oleh sebab gempa tersebut.
Nasib baiknya, keadaan sekitar kampus masih terkawal. Saya juga menerima email peringatan keselamatan daripada koordinator pertukaran kampus. Semoga semua boleh sihat dan selamat.
The Communications Ministry and the Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission, MCMC, along with several other agencies, will hold a meeting with Meta Platforms provider on Monday to discuss matters concerning online safety. Communications Minister Fahmi Fadzil said among the issues to be raised in the meeting are actions by certain parties abusing Meta platforms, such as Facebook, to distort facts and spread fake news.
Kita akan bangkitkan bagaimana pihak Meta telah diperalat dan diperguna untuk memesong fakta dan menyebarkan maklumat serta berita palsu. Ini adalah satu perkara yang kita pandang serius dan sekiranya pihak Meta gagal untuk memberikan kerjasama, kita ada beberapa tindakan yang sedang dirangka yang akan kita ambil kemudian.
Fahmi added other matters to be raised in the meeting is the issue of underage children below 13 years old creating social media accounts on certain platforms. He pointed out that children under the age of 13 should not and cannot have accounts on Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, X, TikTok, and so on. However, these social media platforms currently do not provide strict mechanisms to prevent children from doing so. Furthermore, he has instructed the MCMC to identify all parties making false accusations on Facebook, claiming that the National Quran Recital and Memorization Competition will be absent from the country's calendar of events this year. Spanko Sendirian Berhad Chairman Tan Sri Robert Tan Huan Chun was charged in the Kuala Lumpur Sessions Court on Wednesday with cheating the Finance Ministry to award his company a contract worth 3.9 billion ringgit to manage the government's vehicle fleet. 83-year-old Tan, however, pleaded not guilty after the charge was read out to him before Judge Suzana Hussein. Tan is accused of deceiving the Finance Ministry through the Public-Private Partnership Unit to award Spanko Sendirian Berhad a contract worth over 3.9 billion ringgit, which the ministry would not have done had it not been misled. He had allegedly cheated the ministry that there was at least 30% of Bumiputra's share ownership in Spanko through a document titled Appendix 4 Annex I Bidder's Profile, and therefore dishonestly induced the ministry to award the contract, which it would not have done so if it were to be deceived that way. The offence was allegedly committed at the ministry's tender room office in Putrajaya between February 27th and February 28th, 2019. The charge under the Penal Code provides for imprisonment of up to 10 years with whipping and a fine upon conviction. Suzana then allowed Tan bail of 2 million ringgit in one surety on condition that he did not interfere with witnesses and reported himself to the MACC office once every 2 months. The court set June 4th for mention of the case. 6 members of parliament and 1 state assemblyman from Bersatu, who had pledged their support for the unity government, have been given time to change their stance or be stripped of their membership. This was following the Registrar of Societies, ROS's approval of the amendment to Bersatu's constitution, which will allow it to revoke their elected representatives' memberships if they go against the party's stand. According to Bersatu's information chief, Datuk Razali Idris, the 7 rogue elected representatives must declare their stance, and if they still refuse to toe the line and continue supporting the unity government, they will automatically lose their membership. He added that Bersatu Secretary General, Datuk Sri Hamzah Zainuddin, will issue letters informing the 7 elected reps of the ultimatum. However, he did not provide the time frame given to them on the matter. On Tuesday, Bersatu Youth Chief Wan Ahmad Faisal Wan Ahmad Kamal confirmed that the ROS had given its approval for the amendment to Bersatu's constitution. He said the move would allow Bersatu to take the next step to vacate the seats held by the rogue elected representatives to pave the way for by-elections. During the party's Special General Assembly on March 2nd, Bersatu passed the motion to amend Clause 10 of the party's constitution in line with the anti-hopping provision under Article 49-A of the Federal Constitution, which would automatically trigger a by-election if any of its elected representatives decided to support other parties. The move was in response to 6 Bersatu MPs and 1 state assemblyman pledging their support for the unity government without leaving the party, enabling them to circumvent a provision in the federal constitution which would have required them to vacate their seats. All 7 elected reps justified their support for the unity government by citing the needs of their constituencies, but said that they would still remain loyal to Bersatu. Meanwhile, Dewan Rakyat Speaker Tan Sri Johari Abdul said he is reviewing the approval granted by the ROS for Bersatu's constitutional amendment to strip the membership of its MPs or assemblymen who support other parties. He told TV3 that for now he will not give any further comment on the status of the elected representatives, as he is still looking into the issue before he can make any decision on the matter. Ibrahim on Wednesday granted an audience to the founder and executive chairman of KK Supermart and Superstore Sendirian Berhad Group, Datuk Sri Chai Ki Khan, at the Istana Negara. In the 15-minute audience, Chai sought forgiveness from the king and all Muslims regarding the issue of the sale of socks bearing the name of Allah at its outlet. According to a post on His Majesty's official Facebook page, Sultan Ibrahim wanted all parties, including KK Mart, to be more careful about the products sold, especially imported goods, to prevent such incidents from recurring. The king also stressed that no party should take advantage of the issue, including inciting others, and that the matter should not drag on any further. On March 27th, the king urged all parties to stop taking advantage of the controversy, saying the matter should be left to the authorities and that persistent anger brings no benefit. Chai and his wife, Lo Siu Mui, who is a KK Mart director, have claimed trial to intentionally wounding the religious feelings of Muslims by selling the socks. In the meantime, Communications Minister Fahmi Fadzil said the cabinet had taken note of the views of Sultan Ibrahim on the KK Mart issue, emphasizing the importance of strengthening enforcement aspects.
Jemaah Menteri juga senada bahawa aspek penguasaan perlu ditegaskan ataupun disegerakan, dan Jemaah Menteri juga mengambil maklum dan menjunjung titah tuanku mengenai keperluan untuk menangani mereka yang cuba menghasut rakyat.
Fahmi said this at a media conference after the cabinet meeting in Putrajaya on Wednesday on measures to address individuals inciting the public, including the utilization of the Security Offences Special Measures Act, SOSMA. Fahmi said that such matters were not discussed during the cabinet meeting. The Agriculture and Commodities Ministry, KPK, will collaborate with the Science, Technology and Innovation Ministry, MOSTI, to promote various innovations, automation and mechanization in the country's palm oil industry. Agriculture and Commodities Minister Datuk Sri Johari Abdul Ghani said the agreement was reached following discussions with Science, Technology and Innovation Minister Chang Lee Kang on Tuesday regarding the advancement of technology for palm oil harvesting. In a post on X, Johari said he welcomed MOSTI, researchers, technology entrepreneurs and other stakeholders in the ecosystem to innovate and adapt advanced technology to assist the Malaysian palm oil industry. Meanwhile, Chang expressed MOSTI's commitment to offer suitable technology and innovation to address challenges faced by Malaysia's palm oil industry, particularly in the harvesting process. He added that the palm oil industry, which is one of the main contributors to the country's economy, is facing a labour shortage, resulting in a significant estimated income loss of between 20 billion ringgit and 30 billion ringgit. Setback for Thailand's MFP as court accepts dissolution case. News from the foreign front when we return.
Abang, malam ni jangan lupa teman saya tengok drama dekat TV3 ya. Korang pun kena layan sekali tau.
Anak jantan tak berkafat dengan perempuan lah.
Apa yang Mak buat?
Take the money and leave my daughter.
Mami tak nak saya jadi menantu dia, awak tahu kan?
Saksikan di TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Mami, kenapa Mami?
Salah dan dosa kau sebab kau kahwin dengan anak aku.
Bila benci bersarang di hati, hilang rasa simpati.
Sekali kau benci kau, sampai bila kau benci kau?
Hanya waktu akan mengungkap derita yang tersembunyi. Dosa Semalam, Sabtu ini 10 malam. Ramadan Raya macam dulu-dulu di Cereka Rama TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
We're back with the foreign front. The United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine Refugees, UNRWA, on Wednesday claimed that Israeli forces continued to block the aid agency from bringing food and other aid into northern Gaza. Worldwide condemnation also rises as the Zionist regime stands accused of deliberately targeting charity staff, bringing food to thousands of Gaza Palestinians facing imminent famine. World Health Organization Chief Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus stated that the horrific killings highlights the extreme danger under which humanitarians operate in the territory. He said that an effective and transparent mechanism for deconfliction must be put in place in order to ensure humanitarian convoys can move safely, calling for more entry points, including in northern Gaza. Tedros said he was also appalled that the Al-Shifa hospital had been put out of action and that much of it has been badly damaged or destroyed, reiterating his call for hospitals in Gaza to be respected and protected and not be used as battlefields. Meanwhile, U.S. President Joe Biden has said he is outraged and heartbroken by Israel's killing of 7 aid workers in Gaza, delivering some of his strongest criticism yet of the close U.S. ally. In a statement issued by the White House on Tuesday night, Biden squarely accused Israel of not doing enough to protect innocent civilians in its war against Hamas.
We were outraged to learn of an IDF strike that killed a number of civilian humanitarian workers yesterday from the World Central Kitchen, which has been relentless in working to get food to those who are hungry in Gaza and, quite frankly, around the world. We send our deepest condolences to their families and loved ones.
Thailand's Constitutional Court on Wednesday accepted a case seeking the dissolution of the opposition Move Forward Party, MFP, in another blow to a popular anti-establishment movement pushing major institutional reforms in the country. The court agreed to take on the complaint filed by the Election Commission asking to disband the political party for its controversial campaign to reform a law that shields the powerful monarchy from criticism, under which at least 260 people have been prosecuted in the past few years. The case came after a January ruling by the same court that found MFP's plan to amend the law was unconstitutional and tantamount to an attempt to overthrow the system of government with the king as head of state. MFP, however, rejected that, arguing that its campaign sought to strengthen the constitutional monarchy and prevent the law from being misused. If the court rules against MFP, it faces dissolution and lengthy political bans for its leadership, the same fate suffered by predecessor Future Forward Party after it was dissolved in 2020 over a campaign funding violation. Moving on, Cambodia's former Prime Minister Hun Sen was promoted to Senate President, taking over a key ceremonial role less than a year after handing power to his eldest son, Hun Manet. Senators on Wednesday unanimously voted to approve Hun Sen as President of the Senate after King Norodom Sihamoni convened its first meeting. The position allows Hun Sen to act as acting head of state when the king is overseas. Cambodian political analyst U Virak said because of the king's frequent travels, Hun Sen taking the role of Senate President was significant and hugely symbolic. Ronaldo takes the spotlight as Al Nassr secure dominant victory. Sports right after this breather.
Macam mana nak cari happy, Ucu? Macam dah tak tahu dah nak buat apa.
Dia sekarang ni dah kena kontrol dengan orang lain dah.
Please, delete semua benda tu sekarang.
Sampai bila Cem kena mengalah?
Sakit Mami ni serius, Cem. Anji kena tahu yang...
Bukan perkara yang main-main. Ubat yang saya bagi tu memang tak cukup.
Kalau awak tak boleh nak hormat Mami saya yang tengah sakit tu, awak tak berhak jadi isteri saya tau.
Iskandar Cempaka, Khamis hingga Sabtu, 9 malam di Lestari TV3.
Dia friendzone aku ke? Takkan dia scam pula Cici, Ibu Wawa tak ada cakap apa-apa ke?
Ibu marah Papa ke? Cikgu Wawa dengan Papa.
Saya tak suka tau. Awak jangan pandai nak cakap saya syok dekat awak lagi.
Ibu Wawa datang dekat sini.
Saksikan mini siri Hello, Saya Anak Uncle. Ahad 9 malam di TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
We're back with sports football, the 2024 Portugal Cup. Sporting Lisbon advanced to the final after eliminating Benfica on a 4-3 on aggregate following a 2-2 draw away on Wednesday. After a goalless first half, Sporting took the lead just 3 minutes after the restart when Morten Hjulmand fired a curler into the top corner. The hosts fought back and found the equalizer 5 minutes later through Nicolas Otamendi's header. João Paulo Diaz Fernandes made it 2-1 for Sporting when he bundled home a rebound from close range 3 minutes later. But Rafa Silva drew level in the 64th minute by tapping in his teammate's brilliant low cross. Sporting will take on either Porto or Vitória in the final next. Still on football, the Saudi Pro League. Cristiano Ronaldo scored his 65th career hat-trick and second in as many matches as Al Nassr thrashed Abha 8-0. The five-time Ballon d'Or winner broke the deadlock just 11 minutes into the game with a powerful free kick before Al Nassr doubled their lead 10 minutes later with another stunning free kick from Ronaldo. Sadio Mane made it 3-0 in the 33rd minute, finishing a beautiful cutback pass from the Portuguese skipper. Ronaldo then completed his hat-trick in the 42nd minute with a remarkable first-time chip finish before Abdulmajid Al-Sulaihim bagged another goal for the visitors 2 minutes later with Ronaldo again providing the assist. The goal fest resumed in the second round as Abdulrahman Abdullah Garib gave Al Nassr their 6th goal in the 51st minute, with second half substitute Abdul Aziz Al Aliwa netting a brace with goals in the 63rd and 86th minutes to conclude a dominating 8-0 victory. Despite the win, Al Nassr remained second in the standings with 62 points, 12 points behind runaway leaders Al Hilal with 8 games remaining. In another match, Al Hilal stretched their world record winning streak to 31 straight matches with a comprehensive 3-0 win over Al Akhdud. Saudi Arabian forward Saleh Khalid Mohammed Al Shehri opened the scoring in the 16th minute when he flicked an effort from Ruben Neves past the goalkeeper with his head. Former Barcelona forward Malcolm Felipe Silva de Oliveira then broke through the visitors' defense on the counter-attack midway through the second half to make it 2-0 before Saleh Muhammad Shafi Al-Dawsari sealed his team's win with their third in the 73rd minute. The record-extending win sees Al Hilal climb to 74 points, moving closer to clinching the league title. Man stabbed to death while having sex. The details when Nightline returns.
Abang, malam ni jangan lupa teman saya yang tengok drama dekat TV3 ya. Korang pun kena layan sekali tau.
Cici doa supaya Papa kahwin dengan Cikgu Wawa.
Kita tak tahu siapa perempuan tu. Kita tak tahu mana asal-usul perempuan tu.
Aku minta kau elok, kau degil. Kau sayang sangat buruk kau Meh.
Saksikan di TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Dia jadi satu rindu yang...
Rindu ibarat angin yang tiada henti, menanggung rasa rindu akibat nahas El Nina.
Rindu yang tiada ganti.
Apakah nasib keluarga mangsa tragedi di Syawal tahun ini?
Abah reda, Abah gembira.
Udah rindu Papa.
Mengukir cinta, memeluk harapan dalam rindu tanpa penghujung.
menjelang malam raya 11 malam di TV3 dan stream juga melalui tonton.
Nightline continues. Every year during Ramadan, tons of food literally is wasted. But NGOs like Gema Malaysia Youth Organization, or Gema, and Kachara Soup Kitchen are looking to do something about this sorry state of affairs. FMT's Natasha Bust and Noah Wong have the story.
Over 22,000 tons. That's how much food waste Kuala Lumpur generated during the month of Ramadan last year. With the mushrooming of Ramadan bazaars and the increasing number of hotels offering buffets, food waste is expected to rise year on year. To mitigate the staggering amount of food waste being generated, 2 NGOs have taken matters into their own hands. Gema Malaysia Youth Organization and Kachara Soup Kitchen have been collecting excess food from Ramadan bazaars and hotels so it can be distributed to the needy in society. Vigneshvaran Tanabalam, who heads Gema's My Safe Food initiative, collects excess food from 55 Ramadan bazaars nationwide. As vendors close shop, the NGO's volunteers spring into action to collect the unsold food.
Dah timbang, lepas tu ada sukarelawan yang akan sorting that makanan. Akan repacking balik this makanan cantik-cantik, lepas tu kita akan label that makanan. Then dah label, akhirnya kita akan hantarlah kepada penerima. Dan penerima kita ni ada daripada pelbagai jenis penerima, termasuklah golongan yang B40.
While Gema does its part to distribute the food collected, Tanabalam says there is a worrying trend. In the first 2 weeks of Ramadan, food waste increased by 150 kilograms, from 300 kilograms to 450 kilograms daily. Volunteer Ahmad Adam Ismail Abdul Hafi says vendors should more accurately assess how much food they are capable of selling and prepare only that quantity for the following days.
Maksudnya kalau if first day diorang masak jual and still ada lebihan, so diorang kena kurangkan sikitlah apa yang diorang jual.
But all is not lost because most, if not all, the excess food collected by Gema is distributed to those in need. One beneficiary, Sharil Ma'un, says programs like these are vital for those facing financial hardship.
Sekarang ni mungkin kita rasa ekonomi Malaysia pun tak berapa cantik dengan harga barang semua dah naik kan, dengan barang-barang makanan pun dah mahal. So jadi mana bila kamu buat macam ini, dengan sendirinya dia orang dapat makan kat sini. Maknanya dapat merasai keenakan ataupun merasai juadah-juadah yang mereka tak dapat beli.
Meanwhile, Kachara Soup Kitchen gathered over 1 ton of food waste from 24 hotels in Kuala Lumpur during the first 2 weeks of Ramadan. Operations Director Justin Chia says volunteers deliver the food collected to homeless shelters and orphanages.
Well, our goal is to serve and alleviate the poverty in Malaysia. It is to help minimize homelessness, lessen the amount of people who are actually suffering on the streets, and then lessen the poverty, and that by reducing food wastage.
This juxtaposition between excess and moderation emphasizes the need for Malaysians to realign with the core values of the holy month and reduce wastage. Natasha Bust and Noel Wong, FMT News.
Over in Kelantan, a 45-year-old man died after he was stabbed 3 times on his stomach by a woman believed to be his girlfriend in Kuala Krai on Monday. State Police Chief Datuk Muhammad Zaki Harun said following the case, police arrested the woman, aged 28, to assist investigations into the murder. At about 6:30 p.m., police received a report of a man found lying unconscious near a public toilet in Dataran Lemang near Maneurai. Based on initial investigation on the man's body, several stab wounds were found on his stomach, but no blood traces were found near the scene where the body was discovered. Initial checks found that the incident happened on March 28th after the victim kidnapped the woman from Sungai Tong near Setiu, Terengganu, and brought her to several places in Kuala Krai. Police said it was believed that the victim was having sex with the woman when he was stabbed, adding that a knife believed to be the murder weapon has been seized. The man's body was sent to Sultan Ismail Petra Hospital for post-mortem. The woman has been remanded to assist police investigation under the Penal Code for murder. Nightline draws to a close this time around, but let's take a look as Egyptian charities continue to exemplify generosity in the spirit of community by dishing out meals during Ramadan despite the soaring costs. With that, I'm Sabrina Zainal. Thank you for tuning in, and to our Muslim viewers, Selamat Bersahur.